I was going to go live earlier, and we had a storm with lightning go through. It was a pretty doggone bad one. I mean, for February, it was pretty rough storm for February. So I'm here as quickly as I can. I do have more Temu today. I know I look tired. Before anybody gets in here and says you look so tired, I am tired. But I'm doing okay. So I'll give everybody a minute to get in here. Hey, Gypsy. I said, I know I look tired, but I am tired. So it's okay that I look tired because I actually am tired. My hair is trying to be a booger. It's good to be sitting still, and it's good to not be seeing lightning and hearing thunder. That was a storm that came through. I mean, for February, that was a storm. Oh, I want to show you something. I don't think I showed this, or maybe I did, but I didn't show them when I put them on. It's me and David and all our grandbabies' birthstones. Now, if the twins are born in March, there's a very slim, like 0.25% chance that they'll make it to April. So I'm assuming they're going to be born in March. Now, David said if they're not born in March, we'll just replace them because they're fairly cheap. They're just stainless steel. But it's me and David and all the grandbabies. And it's so funny because we're red and green and all our grandbabies are shades of blue. It's so funny. It's so funny. Oh, thank you. This is a Temu top. It feels like crushed velvet. It feels like crushed. That was really bad. It feels like crushed velvet. It does have 3 buttons. The only funny thing is on the hood, it's got these little things right here, and I don't know if that's like, I don't know, to keep the strings. I don't know. But, I mean, they haven't showed today the way I've had it folded, so I've not worried about it. But I do like, it feels like crushed velvet. It's got the cuffs. I hauled this a few weeks ago, and it's got a hood, and it was just cold enough finally to wear it. I also have in my lock and key. I've got my hearts in the first one, but I've got my lock and key earrings, and over here I've got the big lock, and then a little key or a little lock. It has a little key up here, and then I've got my heart and the bottom one over here as well. I didn't want to take my hearts out. I really like those little hearts that they look like they dangle straight through your ear. I really like those. So I'm hoping we're almost through the troll traffic. Holy crap, can we please be? Look at how red my nose is. I've had my first breakout since starting my skincare routine. I think it's just from stress, but it is what it is. I mean, hey. Hey, see, we bought the same family colors. Okay, I came home and about tripped over 3 Temu bags. So we're going to see what's in these because they're getting to where they don't send all the orders in the same bag, and it's kind of frustrating. And if you're wondering what's glowing behind me, I have a plant light on because my poor plants did not get any sunlight today. Hi, Denise. So good to see you jump in here. I'm hoping that tonight goes a little bit smoother with less trail traffic. Although my analytics are through the roof. I had 9.9 thousand views this month with almost like over 500 hours. I just find that strange because literally, oh, and I had, my plans changed halfway through the day because of family stuff, but I had a dream catcher that has been dried. It's been dried so much that my braces are loose. I'm going to have to cut them off. One's completely fallen down here. This sucker's dried, ready to be bound and wrapped. I was going to do it in this pretty green color and then put that pretty green applique on it with some pretty ribbons, and I've got some golden green ribbons. I think some of this is in here. I even have my glue gun out. I was ready to take on the world again, but crap happens, you know. It happens, and we all got to deal with it. So that's just, you know, we got to get through it. But I am excited to see what's in these Temu bags because, doggone it, when they forget to send them, you know, and they don't send them in full orders, and then I get them in pieces. My bun's trying to run away, and I get them in pieces. Then I forget what I've ordered. So let's see what I've ordered. And I swear, don't anybody ask me anything about Upchurch because it just gets stranger and stranger. Hello, Not. It's nice to meet you. Come on in, make yourself comfy. Just be polite. We've had some massive troll traffic. I've had some videos that should not have gotten many views at all because I'm a very quiet. I'm in a very quiet corner of YouTube. That should have not gotten maybe 100 views. Get 2,500. I did do a very good video on live price comps for Temu the other day. It was a very good video. But yeah, I've had some really strange traffic. Oh no, I love Upchurch. I just don't know what he's doing right now. I adore the boy. I want to see him do well, but I don't understand what's going on right now, and I'm just sitting here waiting. I'm just sitting here waiting, wondering what in the world. Ashley, any of us can get in the hospital to help with my dad is police can go liver shaking down. Judge just don't keep him going crazy. Well checks. Have the police do a well check. They will do if they see any behavior that they cannot control or they believe is harmful to himself or family members in the home, then they will do an involuntary hold. And they will put him in a place, they won't put him in like a horrible place, but they'll put him in an individual room and with 24-hour monitoring and hopefully get him some help. Anyway, I'm retired law enforcement. I get a lot of those questions. I'm a retired parole officer. I supervise murderers and the violent male offenders. Yeah, he's definitely on a vibe. I love Upchurch, but when it comes to women, he likes to eat the flaming hot Doritos that burn his ass every time. I've told him that. We've actually talked. We had a little tit for tat for a few years on YouTube. And he used to pay a little bit of attention to me because I do have my master's in psychology. I used to counsel. I used to do forensic psychology for Department of Corrections, teach cognitive behavioral therapy, and I taught youth in state's custody that had trauma and addiction backgrounds. So I was telling him, dude, you've got some PTS going on with everything that's going on, and trying to make this a learning environment. If he's going to blast it all over the internet, people might as well learn from it, is what I'm thinking. If he's opening up the gate to let everybody see it. I don't know what's going on right now, though. I just really don't. And I'm praying for him every day, but I'm just like, no. I think he needs to be talking to somebody. Okay, y'all know that I make a lot of jewelry. My husband is a trapper tanner, and if you come for me in the comments because I live in Appalachia and I'm half Irish, half Cherokee, and you tell me, your life's horrible, you're a horrible person, I'm just going to block you and send you on because I do not have the time to raise you as an adult when you should be probably raising your own children. I don't have time to teach you just general, be polite manners. This is someone else's life. Your life does not impose upon my life, and you don't live in my world, and you don't run your hand up my butt and play me like a puppet. Hey, so that's kind of the troll vibe we've been having lately, and I'm kind of over it. Mods, you know what to do. Just send them going if they get rude. Big Bear, also very cool glasses. Thank you. There are Temu glasses that after price adjustments I got for 76 cents, and they work way better. Let me show you my $500 from my eye doctor. Okay. $500. It's like $574 for my eye doctor. Blind as a motherfucking bat. What happened? Like, what happened? Hello, Mr. Eye Doctor? You went to school for a long time. What happened? I do have a neuromuscular disorder. It is terminal. It is spreading to my organs. It is like the slowest roller coaster ride to death ever. So listen, hey, I'm going to be here for a little while, but not a long while. But I pretty much just say what I want to say because that's how I roll. And anyway, we just been having one of them days. Okay, I'm missing something. Oh, you like my glasses? My husband says I look cute in them too. This is hard for me. I'm a grandmother. I am almost 46, and I look horrible tonight because I have a breakout going on, and I'm sure it's from the weather and stress that I've been going through, having some family stuff going on. Hello, Muhammad. I don't want to say that because that means that I do things that I don't want to do. It's also why I don't wear any clothes with pins, purses with those things on them either. Okay, so y'all know that my husband's a trapper tanner. We live in Appalachia. I'm half Irish, half Cherokee. I do a lot of native art. I do ceremonial sticks, rattles, skull rattles, talking sticks, stuff like that for the tribes. They're asking me to get some stuff done early because my daughter's due with twins about the time they would normally come and see what I've made. I love that my stuff is used by the tribes. I love that my stuff is used in the ceremonies. I think that, I'm very proud that my stuff is used in the ceremonies. These lock earrings are good, y'all, but they are heavy. I'm not gonna lie. If you order the lock earrings, they're flipping heavy. But you know something? I'm old, so everything's gravity's taking everything. So just, heck, earlobes too. But I do a lot of fur art. I sew raccoon, beaver, and coyote hats. I do a lot of native skull work. I do a lot of jewelry with bobcat, coyote, raccoon teeth. And and resin work and dried flowers. Do a lot of weird stuff that you may not like. If you don't like it, that's perfectly okay. Just don't stick around and tell me how much you don't like it, because I don't care to hear that. I don't go to your life and go, this is what I hate about your life. You know, it's just kind of be polite. So I got these little doohickeys right here because I do a lot of little tiny earrings, and holy Jesus, do I lose them. And so I got a bunch of these little things right here, and they were literally like 10 cents for all of them. I'm not lying. Temu has the best prices. I love Temu. And this is after my craft order. Y'all, I've got so much stuff to do, and I'm getting my engine revved up to get it done. I just had some family stuff to take care of today. We would have been doing probably a skull rattle tonight, but I had some I do bobcat hats, but they cost a pretty penny because it depends on the bobcats and the trapping season. And this year, wildlife is not moving normal. Like all the trappers in this area, TWR, we talked to the game warden the other day, and he was like, no, nothing's acting right, nothing's moving right. A lot of things should be in breeding season right now, and they're not even making any noise. They're not, I mean, it's weird. They're staying denned up, and it's been warm. It's just the strangest thing. Anyway, wildlife's not acting correctly. That tells me something's going on in the world. And I pay attention to the animals more than I do people, because people are stupid. Animals are smart. So, I do make bobcat hats. I know that we have some bobcats that are going to be tanned later this spring, but we trap, well, I say we, like I do. I have a neuromuscular disorder. I'm doing good to sit here. That's why I had to leave my career early. I have a disease like MS, but it's spreading to my organs. My husband he traps all winter through to the end of trapping season, about March, and then he starts the tanning process all spring and summer. And we try to go to festivals. He does some exhibition work with his tanning, and he goes mostly. If he goes very far from home, he goes alone because I don't go. But we used to have an Etsy store, but it just was not worth the mayhem. So if I ever make something that you're interested in, Gypsy Girl just dropped my email. You can also find my husband on Facebook at Hillbilly Furs. And if you ever see anything that he's making or I'm making and he throws a picture up and you're interested in, just yell at us. And we don't like make them like, normally a bobcat hat would be $300 or $400 if you had one hand stitched, hand done, the person trapped it, fleshed it, tanned it, and sewed it. We try to keep our prices much lower because, something, we don't make a lot of money. We don't expect people to drop a whole lot of money off her, and we try to be mindful of that. So we try to keep our raccoon hats around 80, our coyote hats around 60 to 80, and our beaver hats normally around 80. If they have muffs with them, they go to 100. Sometimes I make the muffs. And bobcats normally around 100 to 125, depending on if I put the face on and how good the spotting is. It just depends on the quality of the fur. I'm from Appalachia. I'm from an area called the Cumberland Plateau in Tennessee. Literally in the middle of nowhere. I did every level of felony supervision because I also did ICOTS, interstate compact, so I did every level of supervision for felony supervision, but I primarily focused on the aggressive and violent men. So, murderers. I can get along with murderers. They normally have done their deed and get over it and have worked through it by the time they get out. I literally will take a murderer over a meth offender any day. But I don't do that anymore. I did counseling and all that stuff too. Now I'm at home, and I still have people that I have, I get notices that they're coming out of prison stuff, but I've never really been attacked. I had a really good working rapport with most of my guys, and I had like an 84% success rate, which was unheard of. And the parole board loved me. So I worked really hard at what I did, and a lot of the guys that were successful, and a lot of the girls, I had girl murderers too. That happens. The ones that were successful and got out and stayed successful, they will find me and check in and tell me how they're doing. I mean, Google. If they want to find you, they can find you. I just make sure I'm well prepared for any problems. So, wasn't Landon here last night being a turd? Landon, stop being a turd. Go be a turd somewhere else. I don't have time for being, people being turds. Anyway, these little things, I got them all for like 10 or 13 cents. They're great for those little tiny little raccoon teeth earrings that I make, and they're easy to keep. in my jewelry box. But I'm going to tell you something else I got. And I got a couple of these, and I've got a couple of them coming in at different times. I got a mother freaking oxidation toolbox for my jewelry because I'm tired of having like boxes and bins of jewelry and not knowing where things are. And when I'm trying to show people stuff, it's taking me 15 goddamn minutes to find a specific pair of earrings that I made 5 months ago. So I got this little toolbox. It's clear, but inside it's got all these green boxes. And these are just like those, only bigger. So they'll fit some of my necklaces and some of my pendants, some of my bigger earrings, but now like my Cody rib necklaces and stuff, they won't fit in here. But these are oxidation as well. And it comes with like, what, 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 32 boxes of those in there. So as I make jewelry, they're going in here and they will be safe from oxidation from the resin work. And then I can just take this with, well, I'll have a few of them by the end, but I can just take these with me and be like, here, look, what do you want? What you want? So I don't have to worry about trying to chase everything. I think this is a cute little thing, and it also makes me want to go fishing because it's been warm, and I honestly think the crappie might be biting. But I really want to go fishing. But it stormed here today. Lightning stormed in February. What the crap, man? Okay. This was $7-ish. And it's actually decent sized for jewelry oxidation holder. And it's I think it will last. It had a crack in the top, and I just want to put a piece of tape and a sticker over it. I'm going to show it to Temu and put a piece of tape and sticker over it. I'm not super worried about it. But, you know, because Lord knows what I'm going to do to it the first time I drag it around. So, but I'll let them know that it got cracked with the mail handlers. But, I mean, I'm not mad at it. So, and I think I have 2 more of these coming. And I ordered another green one for my earrings that I make, and then a pink one for just my jewelry that I want to hide and not let the sun ruin. So, Mom and I am from Eastern Tennessee, right almost on the line in the mountains in Appalachia, where nobody ever goes because the people who live here are evil. Well, they're not evil, they're just different. I'm covered in tattoos, and I have my master's in psychology, and everybody says I don't fit here, I don't belong here anymore. But then I go to the city, and the city people are like, you talk funny, you don't belong here. So I just make myself belong everywhere because that's how I roll. I am the bull in the china shop. Get out of my way. I will be wherever I want to be. And I've got some wispies going on today that just don't want to behave. There we go. These are USB extenders. So if you have something that plugs into a USB plug, but your cord is not long enough to make it to the plug, you can plug it into here, and then it goes down 3 foot, and then you can plug this into your plug. So it just makes your cord like 3 foot longer. I have lights all over my house, like legit. Every room, every window. I have lights under my sofa, under my bed. I love ambient lighting. It makes me not trip and fall when I get up in the middle of the night because my legs don't always work well. So these are like $1.34 a piece. They give you 3 to 4 extra foot to get your USB port to the plug-in. I love it. You can get them longer as well, but they cost more, but this is about the size I need. I got 2 because I have 2 more curtain lights that I want to plug from the other side. So that's what I got them for. Excellent find. Useful things. I get useful things. Yeah, they were like $1.34. Okay, this is, oh, gonna fall. This is a necklace display. So when I make like Cody rib necklaces and my weird necklaces, let me see how you put it together. Surely it can't be that difficult. I do have a master's. It goes in there. Goes in there. And so the thing is that you loop it around, and you can either have them show against the black, or you can turn it around and have them show against the wood. I'm probably going to prefer the wood because we're more of a natural type. That's what we make, is nature-inspired stuff. I think this is cute. It's really heavy. It's not going to blow over on windy days. And what I'll probably do is just put me some wood glue or E6000 and make it permanent. Because I don't want to have to put it together every time I go somewhere. Not at all. But I think what I'll do is do it like this. And that way when the necklaces lay, it lays prettier and it shows the wood. I think that's what I'm going to do. I don't like the black. I don't like the black. Do you like the black? I don't like that. I mean, it might make some stuff show it better, but I think it looks tacky. I'm going to use the wood. And I might even like take my wood burner and burn in like tracks or something in that, because that's real wood. I could burn like deer tracks and bear tracks and stuff into here and make it a little bit more snazzy. A little bit more snazzy. But I think I'm going to glue it so it doesn't come apart, because I don't want to put that together every time I go somewhere. No. Glue. Yay. Okay. That was good. I think it was like $6, but it is really real wood. And it's not like basswood. It's not the really light wood. It's like real wood. I also got these large baggies. These are like 2.5 by 4. Yeah, about. And they are oxidation bags for presentation. And these are cheaper. I got some smaller ones too for earrings. So if I have extra stuff I want to lay out, these are so cheap I can actually just sell them with the item so that they can take an item and it will be protected while they have it. So yay for me being super nice to people that like my weird jewelry. I think it looked nice with the prints on it too. I really think I'm going to wood burn it. If I have a really good hand day where my hands are not going all over the place and tremoring, I think that's what I'm going to try to do. Is I've got a hair stuck in my ring somehow, and I don't know what's going on. Okay, y'all, I got the best coupon the other day, and I don't know why they gave it to me. Well, I know why they gave it to me too. They want me to get them shop. I got the best coupon I got the best 3 coupons, but I only used 2 of them because the other one I wasn't spending that much. I mean, I like coupons, but I could not be forced into behaviors. But I really needed a few items because, thank God, hallelujah, I've been discharged from physical therapy at home because I was so sick during November, December. My doctor made my physical therapist and nurse come by the house, and I was like, the world. I miss the world. I miss the world, and I used to power lift as a teenager before this disorder got me, and then I had all these leg surgeries and all the steroids and gained all this weight. Now I'm losing all this weight, and I'm trying to get back into toning at my body, even though on some days it doesn't work. But on the days it does work, I want it to work well. So I finally got permission to go back to the gym. So I needed a couple of different shoes. Like I've got one pair of tennis shoes, but where I've lost so much weight, they're literally loose on me. Like, Jesus, can we work on my belly and butt? My feet are fine. But anyway, so I needed a couple of leggings and a couple better sports bras. And so I got the best coupon and got some stuff. And they had a sale the other day on spring and summer dresses. And I caught it just at the tail end. Holy crap. I got some good stuff. Okay, bag number 2. You can tell it's warm today because them freaking ladybugs, them elderbox bugs have come in. I hate them things. That's the only bad thing about living out in the boonies. Them stupid elderbox bugs. I hate them, those little brown ladybugs. Okay, let's see what's in this bag because some stuff takes so long takes long to get here that I forget. But also, Amazon, for some reason, has taken so long to deliver stuff to me that if it doesn't come tomorrow, I get a 100% refund. I really hope that the FedEx man completely craps out tomorrow. I'll get it in a day or two. It'd be okay. Can you believe that? It was like a $30 order. So, yay. I didn't know they did that. Are you freaking kidding me? Look at the... Do they like play rugby with these bags? Temu packs them, but I will say that it is the Postal Service handling that is absolute. Like, how this thing was like all the way up there. Why? How? Why? How? What kind of pressure do you put on something? I just want to go to people that work for the post office and the people that ship stuff, and I just want to walk through their house and just knock things off the tables and break stuff and bend stuff and just let them know how it feels. Just want to go somewhere and act like a drunken toddler. I can't tomorrow because of Angie. Oh, and plus David still doesn't have his vehicle out of the freaking garage. So guess where I'm going at 11:30. I don't like having just one vehicle. I mean, even though he doesn't work far from home, it's like, really? I have to run the roads now? Really? They had to end up dropping the gas tank, which is what's causing such a problem. Okay, so They have a charge cord and magnets to put these up with. I have some smaller ones, and I really like these, but I wanted a big one to put in my craft room so I wouldn't go blind, because I'm already halfway there. If you look at my glasses, I'm already halfway there. The flights are limited. Oh, well, Temu's been getting stuff to me okay. It just doesn't always come in the same. Why do they send instructions? I mean, these things are, you put the magnet on, you charge it, and you stick it up wherever you want it. That sounded really bad. But why do they send instructions for, okay, for anyone out there that needs instructions for these lights, okay, they're lights, okay, and they have an end cap that you do an on and off setting, and then they have a port where you charge. You take the magnets and you take the glue strips off, you stick them on here, and then you stick two also corresponding to wherever you want to put it, on the ceiling, on the wall, wherever you want it, and then whoop, it holds it. And when you need to charge it, you take it down and you plug it up, and then you put it back up. I don't know who would need directions for that, but there, I hope I help somebody if you're really struggling. But you know, if they have directions that say certain things like do not use while driving, that means that some idiot has done that while driving. Like hair dryers, do not use while on the tub. Somebody did that. That's how that got started. I got more of this green ribbon. If y'all have seen me haul stuff, y'all know I haul these little green ribbons, the little leafy ribbons to go on my little girly. I do natural bone dream catchers. Some people don't like them, so then I do glitter pretty girly. I call them my girly ones. And I use this green leaf ribbon on all of them, and I get phenomenal responses from people. So I ordered a bunch more of that. This is something I got to go when I go and visit when the twins are born. Counting down. We just got a few weeks to go. Oh, it zips. I just thought it shut. I love the color. I like loud colors because I'm a loud person. I'm really muted today, and I have on black capris. I don't know. I was just muted today. I'm really a loud, vibrant person. Look at, oh, it has a silica gel thing in it. Thank you. Look at this. And I think this pulls down, or maybe it doesn't. Or maybe this, oh, you can move these to make these bigger slots. See how you can move them because they're already kind of moved. You can move these to make these bigger slots. You can put all your favorite rings, necklaces, knuckle rings, everything. And so this will hold about a week's, maybe about a week's worth of jewelry for me. I wear a lot of rings and a lot of earrings. And I can just pack my stuff and not have to worry about my jewelry getting loose in my luggage when I'm traveling. So I like that. And people are like, are you flying? No, it takes me 2.5 hours to get to the airport, and then 2.5 hours to drive back, and I have to leave my vehicle at the airport. That's 5 hours. Well, I mean, it just takes 7 hours to get there, and then you have to fly. And I don't really care to fly. I've flown, but I don't really care about, I don't like being in such close confines with other people that I can't see over the seats, because I profile. That's what I was taught at the police academy. I have to scan the room, and I don't like being in those little seats and having to try to pay attention to everybody that I can't see. Okay, I'm weird. I know. Yes, I know. But so I'm just gonna drive. But I mean, it's such a hassle, you know. And I've got so much stuff to take down. I'm taking down some of the stuff that's been left in the room here forever. More ribbon. So I've got a lot of crap to take, so I'm just gonna drive. More ribbon. Oh, look, and then I found this gold leaf ribbon. This is gonna be a new one for me. I don't know how people are gonna like it, but I do have a champagne jute, colored jute, and I have a champagne colored embroidery thing that I thought would make a really pretty ritzy dream catcher. So I'm gonna try it. No, I don't do stupid human tricks. Oh, look, I got 2 more of those extenders. Boy, I got to shop it on a binge. I got 2 more of those extenders. They're shorter, but look, they have a on-off push button. Because I've told you, if you have those lights with the USB that you push the blue button, they will eventually break because you'll handle them so much. If you can hook them into things like this or use the remote and then push this button instead of the button on the little USB thing, they last much longer. So I got me some of these. Yay, I made great decisions while shopping. I'm very proud of myself. Oh, let's see what these are. Oh, these are little, like, crystal, looks like a little vine, and you can cut them off and wrap them around parts of your dream catcher or accentuate parts of your dream catcher. There are about like, I think it's about like 4 foot in total of them, and I like to use them. So just where I need to, like if I want the sun to catch something, or I want to put them around another jewel so it catches. If it depends on how much I pack. If I pack up enough in her room that my Jeep is going to be completely just full, then I'm just going to get one of those U-Haul vans and turn it in down there. And then when I get ready to come home, David's like, well, I'll come down and visit Twins for a couple days and bring you home. If not, then probably if I don't drive a U-Haul, because everybody's so worried about me. I don't know why everybody's so worried about me. What is this? What the crap is this? Oh, I see what it is now. Everybody's so worried about me. Y'all, I'm a mama. I will get to my child that's giving birth, okay? I will get to my, I don't care if she's 25, almost 26. I will get to my child that's giving birth. I am a mother. But everybody's worried about me driving that far. I've drove through Atlanta before. Okay, listen, it's an open carry state. I'm fine. We're all gonna be good. Don't worry about me. I mean, like, I used to supervise murders. Everybody's worried about me driving through Atlanta. Prioritize people. Okay, I got a little stainless steel, just zircon kind of ring. And I've been using these where I'm losing weight so quick. I'm using them to hold my other rings on. So I think I got it for this finger, but it's already too small. So I'll probably have to use it over here. Yeah, I'll have to use it over here for a while. But I'll put it on. This is with my moissanite. You can tell the difference. Now I understand the moissanite. Those back two are moissanite and the other one's stainless steel. I get it now. I still like my stainless steel. But I understand the moissanite thing. They are very pretty. Doggone it. I will admit it. And I have more on the way. So just, but I got 2 of these. And apparently I got 2 of the little rings. So apparently I was on a doubles kick that night. I don't know. You know, I order things and I have a reason. But normally at 2 a.m., by the time I wake up the next morning, I don't remember my reason. So, have you seen the battery thing that turns it? Yes, I have. I've got one of the chargers that you can actually charge either end, because they have the little extender rivets in them. But I've seen the ones that turn the batteries, and I'm like, man, I've got a bunch of rechargeable batteries. I use a lot of batteries, and I refuse to buy them all the time, so I recharge them. I always turn your bags inside out, because you will miss. You will miss something, because Customs tapes everything to the mother freaking bag. Okay, and this was just the same. Oh no, this is different. Hang on, this is a different style ring. We must look at it. I've got battery chargers, and I charge my batteries. I have 3 charging stations in my home. This is just a stainless steel ring with a little cubic zirconia in the middle. Nothing super special, but you know, sometimes I like to stack and pack my rings. And so that would be one that I could do that with. See, that's kind of pretty with that other ring. I like to, now these are moissanite, but now I like to stack and pack stainless steel. And then I'm getting ready for spring. And because my freaking cat killed the last one, I got another one of these mesh doors that hangs, because I have one of those formal doors that doesn't have a screen door, and that makes me so mad, because I live in the country and you're supposed to have a screen door. I have a screen door on the back, but that's not where the nice breeze comes from. So I bought another one of these, and I made sure to buy one of the wider ones. And if the mother freaking cats start to get it again, I will be less one cat, because I'm getting irritated. But I bought another one of these. I think I gave $7 for the wider version. You can get them 5 to 6 for the normal 39-inch. I got the 41, because the frame of my door is, because it's a formal door, the frame is wider, and it's hard to get it to stick, those little Velcro things to stick where you need them to stick sometimes. So I got a wider one. I'll put that up next warm spell. I'm not going to put it up now. It's probably going to freaking snow next week, so I ain't going to waste my time putting it up now. But I do like that in the springtime. And the cats are terrified of it, so they won't come through it, but they will like play with it and tear it up. I know, I cannot wait for spring. I'm doing a lot of clothes shopping for spring, and I'm doing those stretchy or dresses that kind of have the elastic under the bust line that will give, as I lose, it will kind of, and I'm getting them like a size small, so as I lose weight, they'll still grip me. I'm getting smarter about this dress shopping and stuff. And in the summertime, I kind of live in dresses or capris and tunics or tank top dresses. Why do they keep sending me the frosted bags? I know I've had 3 sponsored hauls, but regular bags are okay to me. It's fine. I mean, I'll use them for something. Check your corners, because customs tape stuff's in the darndest of places. Check your corners. And as you go through stuff, don't throw your bags away, because if you have to return something or report something injured, you'll have to take a picture of that, normally of the item, but if they want it mailed back, you need the original bag with that original UPC code on it. Anyway, like I kept this one that the toolbox came in because they want to see that. If I have to send it back for some reason, they want to see that. Okay, let's see what we got here. Oh, imagine that, I got nails. But these are pretty. These are those hand-painted ones. Gosh, those you can't see. Look at that. Look at that. Aren't those pretty? And they're all different. I was ready for spring in this haul. I'm not going to lie. I've got on blue and white and blue right now. And they're hanging in pretty good. You know, when I worked, I kept gel nails. So the learning how to deal with press-ons is a little bit of a curve. There's a learning curve. But I'm doing okay with it. What in the... Oh. Okay, so you know I told you that the tribes had a specific request for the talking sticks and ceremonial sticks and the rattles. They wanted abalone shells resined into the handle. Okay, I can do that. I can do that. I've got enough tools and stuff. I can do that. It'd take me a minute to figure out the best way to do it to where it looks the best, but I can do it. That's all I can do. I've resined other stuff into the handles before, teeth and so much, so... but they like to have certain, like if I do a rattle, I fill the rattle with tiger's eye and lapis and quartz and other things. So, but they've specifically requested, and it came in the cutest little holder. What is the cutest little holder I've ever seen in my life? But these are little abalone chips. Some are bigger than others and some are smaller. They're all the iridescent colors that abalones are. Do you see all those? So, by golly, I'll do it. You have to pay a little up for you to get the real ones. You can get fake, but I have to do everything. The nails did look like cotton candy, don't they? I have to do everything with real gems, so I have to pay up and buy the real stuff. But they wanted abalone and kind of like a staggering trail down the handle of a couple of the items. So, hey, okay, I'm here for it. I'll do it. I like abalone, so fine. Whatever the tribe wants, the tribe gets. That's my peeps. I have no idea what this is, and why would I buy something so red? Let's all wonder about that for a moment. What is this? Oh, I know what this is. This is one of those slash sweatshirts, you know, that I like to wear the little bralettes under. Listen, I know I'm a fat heifer, but I'm a big old brawny, inked out fat heifer. Like I've got a whole left sleeve and half my back's done. So I'm pretty much where I would want to the gym or wherever. Nobody say anything to me because I used to supervise murders and I look like a farmhand that could kill you. So I don't normally get people saying things to me. You know, they come on here and troll me, but they don't normally say anything to my face. I saw this and thought this would be great to throw over my tank or whatever outfit I'm got on at the gym, and then, you know, take it off when I'm at the gym. It's thin but thick enough to be warm. It's got a off the shoulder kind of thing going on, but or a boat neck, but I'll put it off the shoulder. And it's ripped down the middle, just in the front. Apparently they just, you know, primary area, I guess, for women. But I will have like a bralette or a cami underneath it. But I thought, wouldn't that be nice to have my workout clothes on, take this off, work out, and then put this after I've dried for a minute and cooled down, and then put this back on and be warm going back home. and then just kind of finish out the day, because I do 2 to 3 sets of physical therapy a day. So even if I get to go to the gym in the morning, I will still do 2 to 3 more sets of physical therapy and just kind of hang out the rest of the day in this. I love the feel of this. This is very stretchy. Could have sized down. Story of my life. But I do like stuff that covers my butt, so we're okay there. I have a saddle butt where I rode horses for like 30 years. Well, about 35 years. And so until I had all these surgeries and gained so much weight that it's not fair to the horse anymore. I have a saddle butt. That's not attractive. It's just not attractive. You ever seen them can chasers and barrel racers? You ever seen, most of them have flat hind ends? It's because we're molded to the back cantle of that saddle. It's just not attractive. So I like stuff to cover my butt. So now you know why most girls that are cowgirls have to wear a specific type of jeans, or they have the flattest hind ends ever. It's all muscle, and it's formed to the back cantle of that saddle. You're having signal issues? Well, maybe fixing a storm your way too. It come on a humdinger. Isn't this nice? We're almost done. I like this. This will probably get a short to show you when I do it. Look at this. And it's going to show quite a bit, so I'm going to have to be careful what I put on underneath there. I'm pretty brazen and bold, but I ain't about to, get trailed by somebody. And I'm here to tell you, I might be chunky, but I have never seen the likes of men that come after chunky women, and I just stand there and look at them like, are you flirting? Because I've been married for 21 years. Are you flirting? Because my husband is 6 foot and 260 pounds, and he looks like Grizzly Adams. But I'm the main one. Are you flirting? And I have to ask him, are you flirting? And then I had this guy on Facebook. He jumped in my Facebook messages the other day and was trying to get information. He's like, I really like you. You say really, really neat things online. And I'm like, I speak words. And he's trying to flirt. And I'm like, listen, dude, if you're trying to flirt, no, I'm not from Kansas. I'm from East Tennessee in Appalachia. I was like, dude, if you're trying to flirt, this is not going to work, because I don't flirt because I've been married. And, my husband is in on a stick. That's as far as I'm concerned. He's the only man in the world. I love him. And if you want to watch his channel, it's Trapper Dave Waters. But then he goes, well, I would just like to get to know you better. And I thought, scammer. And then he goes, where did you come from originally? My mother's womb. He stopped talking to me after that. Thank you. I like my accent too. It's the Don accent of Appalachia. It came over with the Scots Irish when they came over to settle this land. And I've had linguistic professors record me and a few other people from this area. They're trying to preserve it, because it is literally like, everybody's like, you're not speaking English. But actually, I'm speaking the Scots Irish that came over with the English when they tamed this area. So actually, I'm speaking a lot of phrases that are still just like 2 generations removed from the crown. So I'm speaking the Queen's English. I don't know what y'all are talking about. I told somebody the other day my baby was fixing to have my baby's fixing to have her own barn. And they were like, what? I said, she's fixing to have her own babies. You don't know what a barn is? Anyway, but we say Scottish phrases, and then I speak a little bit of Cherokee, but not a lot, because that's a really hard language to learn. Look at these nails I got. Are these not freaking awesome? And honestly, I think I got them for 98 cents, and they change color. And holy crap, they're like holographic. I remember watching Jim and the Holograms. Now that I've gotten older, I think Jim was a drag queen. Which is fine. That was a tall woman. Even the doll was like 3 times as big as my Barbies. And I was like, this isn't Amazon. Now as I'm getting older, I'm like, were they trying to usher in something back then as well? I don't know. Had a very sweet transgender person ask me for help in the shaving aisle at the women's place in Walmart the other day. Very sweet. I helped them. They were very sweet. Rocking 5-inch heels. Listen, I can't even rock 5-inch heels. I respect anybody in 5-inch heels. I may not agree with your ideology or some of your behaviors, but if you're lost in Walmart, I'm gonna help you. And if you're rocking 5-inch heels, by God, I'm gonna compliment you, because I can't do that. We can be different, but we can still find stuff to like about each other. Okay. Now, when you start on your Temu journey, for those of you who are just starting this, hi, Kayla. Oh, you've been sick. Bless your heart. It's been a rough winter. And look, I've got a big zit on my nose coming up right there. I'm going to name it Ernie. Maybe he needs a nicer name, though. How about we call him let's call him Jon Snow, because I believe winter is coming again. I swear I feel snow in my bones. This is Jon Snow. I could have put on makeup, but what's the point in that? You see so many people that look perfect and pretty, and I'm like, y'all, I'm real. I am handling a whole day's bunch of crap here. But if you're new to Temu, where did that come from? If you're new to Temu, let me just warn you, organization is going to be something you struggle with. And you're going to have to stay on top of it because, by golly, they will the Temu bags will come in waves. They never come on the days they're supposed to when you order them separately. No. Your mail carrier will hang on to them and they'll all come in 6 bags at a time. And then your husband will go, what the crap have you been doing? But he doesn't care. He lets me do what I want to do. Just go ahead and start buying their organizational stuff. These little boxes are great. Let me show you. They come folded up. They literally come this flat. And then you pop them open. That easy. And then you put the bottom in. I kind of feel and always put the cloth bottom up. Put the cardboardy bottom down. They're made out of really nice. This is about 3 times as big as the ones that I have bought. They have a little Velcro closure here, a little Velcro closure here. You can hide a multitude of sins in this box. It's pretty goddamn big. Look at that. I mean, the things that when people come over and they think your house is clean, they just don't know what's in these boxes. I love it. Because I have so many nails and soaps and health stuff and perfumes and deodorants. I've stocked up on the life's necessary things. And I have a tiny home. And I'm like, well, crap, they're everywhere. Oh, I love these things. They have smaller ones. These are the larger ones. Both are awesome. They're firm enough that they hold up, even if they're empty, they hold up. But they hold a lot of stuff. And they look pretty daggum cute. And you could even put a cute little label across the top if you wanted to. But I ain't gonna do that. That would be too easy for me to find stuff. And then I wouldn't be able to rack my brains and have to look for something for 3 hours. That's how I roll. So, but I love these things. Look at all that space in there. Lord have mercy. So I've got the green and the tan and both the colors, just like a sage green, and the tan is really like a khaki. It's really pretty. And you've seen the stuff that I have got piled. I mean, it's organized, but it's piled. You would know why I'm hauling so many organizational things because, I mean, literally, they're this easy to open. They're that easy to open. And then you just put the bottom in. And they do have little handles on them. The ones the smaller ones do, the big ones don't. The little ones have little handles on them. But the little Velcros actually hold really well. This has a handle here, but I'm not sure why, because honestly, you need to carry the bigger one from the bottom. But I mean, shucks. And these are like $3.28. Go to the Dollar General and try to find one of those pretty boxes. They're $10 and $15. $3.28, and it looks just as cute wherever you sit it. I'm trying to make my house not look so jumbled. I have a tiny home, and I have stockpiled with Temu bath products, and like health and wellness and clothes. And I have clothes organizers, and they're cute, but these are cuter for like the small stuff. And I have a ton of jewelry and glasses and hair, fake hair, faux hair. I have like the braids and the big wraparound ponytails, and because when I go places that was a bunch of words that didn't make sense. If I go somewhere and I want to be like represented and be like, feel like part of the tribe, then I will put my longer hair in and braid it. And it matches perfectly. I have like dark auburn hair. But I have like the ponytails, the braids, the little bubble braids. And I mean, I don't put them in a lot, but I do if I want to fit in a little bit better, because I look so much like my Irish father that my poor Cherokee mother, I didn't get much from her. But now my brother has olive skin and beautiful black hair, and his children do too. And the Scots Irish just ran deep through me because I had a red-headed boy. It's amazing. Genealogy is one of those amazing things. I think if I was a horse, I would be like a Tobiano or Overo. Maybe a Sabino. Because I should not have had the colored-haired children that I had. But in my defense, because of the Irish, that's probably what happened. Them Irish genes they're strong, man. They're strong. What was my favorite thing in this haul? I like my little toolbox, even though it got cracked in delivery. I mean, hey, you know, it happens. I'm sure that Temu will make me happy about it, and I'll just have to put me some Flex Seal tape or something on there, and then I'll put a little label on it, and we'll just cover it, make it look cute. You know, we'll roll like that. I like the oxidation boxes. I love the abalone chips that I got that were super affordable. I love my travel jewelry kit. So when I go see my daughter, I don't lose my jewelry. Because I wear a lot of jewelry, a lot of random jewelry. Nothing ever matches. So I lose lots of everything. I like the light bar. I'm going to put it, well, I have a couple places I might put it, but I think I'm going to put it, okay, if you come in my house at night, I have certain lights that come in from the doors that will make a halo above your head. So if you're not somebody that I want coming into my home and you don't know it, you're going to walk in and have like 3 halos beam down upon you. That's what I call target practice. So I have a lot of lights that I rely on for seeing to get to the house at night, and also warning me of someone coming in. So I have, I don't know, listen, you work in law enforcement, you just turn into one of these people. So I don't know where I'm going to put this, but it is a rather bold one. I have a bathroom that has no windows, and so when we have like winter storms, the electricity goes out. You're foobarred, and I've got like 3 little sensor lights on the ceiling, but this would be much better like above the mirror. So I may put this above the mirror so that even on the days the electricity's out, I can see what I look like and tame my hair and do my makeup. So that might be something cool to watch. Okay, so since today ended up in a family emergency, tomorrow's going to be craft day. I do have one willow ring already dried, ready to roll. I mean, it is so dry, my braces are falling off. Look, I could pull all these off and this sucker would still stay in a circle. They're so loose that the sucker ain't gonna move. So I'll clip those off and I'll do a banding of leather. And then what I'm gonna do with this one, I mean, it's big, but it's not giant. It's not giant. I'm trying to make them mailable sizes because shipping, Jesus. And then I'm going to do it this beautiful green, light green. And because did you see the embroidery patch that I purchased in my craft haul yesterday that I actually looked nice in that. Go look. If you want to see me looking pretty, that was a pretty one. I'm going to weave this and then use that patch, that green patch, and make the tendrils, and then do some pretty draping ribbon and stuff. But the prettiest one I'm going to make is going to be that peacock one. But I'm going to make it bigger, and I'm probably going to make it a 2 or 3 band dream catcher. So I'm probably going to weave a little bit, put another band, weave a little bit, put another band. I'm going to make it a weird one, and then put the blue purpley embroider thing, and then put the peacock feathers down at the bottom. So I've got a couple of these I'm going to make, and then I've got a raccoon skull or an otter skull. I don't know which one I'm going to use yet. And I've got several drying and dried willow sticks, and I've got to start these skull rattles for the tribe because they need them by the last of April, and if I wait until after Haley delivers, then that will put me too late. So they're going to pick them up early this year. So we got to get busy, y'all. We got to get busy. But I had a family issue today I had to take care of, so I have one of them in the cabinet so I can see. That's not a bad idea. I have one cabinet in this house that is like, it's like a cavern. It's not a bad idea. I might do that. But I literally have 3 charging stations because I have so many sensor lights, and I keep them going because if I get up at night, I don't want to turn on a light. I have the curtain lights that are timed in all my windows, and like every kind of like preparation you can have for like somebody trying to snoop or getting you home, I got it. So I'm one of those people. But I think my toolbox, even though it was cracked, is my favorite thing, and the abalone chips. Of course, I will be buying more organizational boxes because Temu. But now listen, when they have sales, stock up. If you have to buy anything from Temu, I recommend the skincare, the soaps, and the jewelry. The reading glasses are really good too. I've bought 2 or 3 more pair because I've got them scattered to the wind. Now that I know what I wear and what works for me, I've bought a few more pair because the eye doctor cannot get it right. But Temu, hey, 76 cents. They were $1.60 something, I think, when I first bought them, and I've got price adjustments now. They're just 76 cents. $500 something them goddamn ones at the eye doctor. I do not. Healthcare. It's stupid. But you cannot go wrong with the skincare, the hair care, the soaps. I like some of the natural deodorants, the jewelry, the reading glasses, if you know what strength you need. And if you know clothes and you know fabric, like my mother is a seamstress, she was a teacher, and she sewed her whole life. She has a quilt shop in her basement. Seriously, that's where I learned how to sew. If you know how the fabric's going to lay on your body and how the pattern cut is going to lay on you, you can find some great deals on Temu clothing wise. So I've got stuff I've not even worn, and I'm going to break it out this spring, and I'm going to try, because I've been so sick for the last 6 years. I'm just now starting to perk up. And honestly, it's just because where I had the nerve damage, the nerves are finally dying. So I'm able to start using limbs again without immense pain. That's sad to say, but my nerves are dying, so I feel better. Oh, that sounds so bad. But anyway, I've been able to do a lot of physical therapy, lose about 60 pounds. I've got a whole lot more to lose because I gained so much during all those leg surgeries. But honey, if you think anybody in this world doesn't steal your identity, do you know that if you go and look up neurological modulation and biosensor medications, that you will understand that you have no rights to your body at all anymore in this world. I'm a psych major. I used to read all the studies in this. They're doing this thing called transhumanism, and basically we are just big computer systems that Jesus made that they learned how to hack. I mean, and honestly, if you want to know who's hacked us the most, it's our own daggum government. I mean, they were taking sex offenders and creating virtual victims, which I still think is horrible, because it still is antagonizing that response in them. And they were mapping the synapses, the light up synapses of the brain, so that they could identify other people as offenders just by how their brain lights up, because they found a pattern that is only found in those types of offenders. Well, what if people don't volunteer for these things? How do they do that? Well, a lot of these frequencies coming out of these cell towers, a lot of these scanning devices go into stores, cell phones, basically the Fitbit you wear, all of these things are reaping data that you didn't sign a informed consent thing on. It's all in there. You need to go read about the human biofield, the electrical body, and how the electrical body is being manipulated by sound frequencies and RF waves that our government's creating. It's just amazing. Like, I studied a lot of it when I was counseling, because I had a lot of people that I thought may have been suffering from some issues. It can bolster anxiety. It can change your personality. It can change the hormonal chemical panels in your brain, your body. And ever since there are parts of DNA that don't belong to you in everybody that got that, and that actually recombinates with your own DNA and makes you basically a different person. Therefore, you're not a natural being. So therefore, the government can put a patent on you, and that's why this thing that starts with a V, sounds like Cyrus, has a patent from the government. And it's kind of like exactly what they did in the 90s with AIDS, just a higher death toll this time. And because it hit more people in more countries, not just a specific group primarily. If you read the data on this and you go through the peer-reviewed journals and you look at, there's a textbook that's called Emergent Technology that's for medical majors. And it talks about all of this. It talks about all the data sensors, all the medications that go in your body and send data back to the doctors, that those are real. Go read about them. They've been introducing this for the past 40 years. They just didn't tell anybody. I mean, they made the stealth bomber and didn't tell us until they scared the crap out of us because we thought it was an alien. And then they go, oh, no, it's one of ours. Don't worry about it. Our government does stuff that they don't tell us about all the time. Over 36 or 37 times, they have been caught doing harmful testing on their own civilians, and they've been taken to court. Now, that's just the times they were caught. Now we got to talk about the Edgewood experiments and the yellow fever mosquitoes in Florida several years, about a decade ago. You know, we've got so much stuff we need to talk about, but, you know, nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk about it. But like, if you really want to learn about what's going on in your body, go to the Odyssey platform, Odyssee, and look up the channel called Synergy, Psinergy. You will learn so much stuff. Now, listen, you're going to have to get understand that she has a harsh way sometimes of telling her story and her information. But if you just follow her links and research, whoa. And she pulls it straight from government research, the DoD, DARPA, and stuff like that. It's freaking amazing. Happy birthday, Brentley. Then Gypsy, if you've not gotten it filled, or some people, that's how they want to know if they're taking it. They have those capsules that actually relay information. They relay data back through the waves to the doctor to let it know it has been absorbed and its functioning is in the body. I mean, this is not sci-fi. This is all true life. You can look all this stuff up. You can go on government websites. Go look at all the government patents that they're pulling in the last 2 years that they're requesting. Holy crap. It's amazing what our government does that, and they do it right in front of our faces, but nobody ever goes to read about it. It's just plumb blank amazing. Dr. John Copeland from England. He is he's doing a lot of studies that go along with Africa and India and in the UK, and studying the repercussions of all the last 3.5, 4 years. And he's just and he's a doctor. Like he's like a nursing director, but anyway, he's like basically as close as you can be to a doctor having your medical license. And he used to train nurses and teach at schools, and he was a professor. And it's just like, he's astonished at what he's finding out now that patents and paperwork are being brought to light. So it's just really one of those things. Bentley. Oh, I thought it was Brentley. I'm sorry, it's Bentley. So I love it when people call me names. I mean, you come in here for 5 minutes, and that is such a sign of ignorance when you come into one place and in 3 seconds and 3 minutes you make a determination and you behave poorly. I mean, it's, just go ahead and boot, not gotcha, because I don't have time to teach an adult how to behave. It's probably somebody that should be teaching children how to behave, and here they are acting like a child themselves. Tired. Tired. That would be the one word that would be that tired. So, but everything's going okay, but it's just tired. So today was a rough day for everybody. So, but anyway, I mean, I can give you all this information, but I mean, if you choose to not digest it or go look, and don't ever believe anything anyone tells you on the internet. Go research. But if you're too lazy to research, you ought to take somebody's information and roll it around in your noggin. So, no, I'm not a dog. I don't do tricks. But I mean, people really should become more aware, especially like now, when Monsanto augmented seeds to where you can grow from their seeds. But the seed, if you collect seeds from the plants that you grow, those seeds may grow a plant, but they won't produce fruit, and you won't get a second harvest. So now Monsanto owns the seeds unless you get heirloom seeds. Well, then people used to trade and sell heirloom seeds. Did you know that most states are smacking down now that you can't swap or sell heirloom seeds, because they want you only able to grow 1 year's crop? That way you're susceptible to whatever they decide to do with your food. It's stupid. Look up the states that are banning seed swaps. Vegetables, seed swaps. I mean, it's just stupidity. It's absolute stupidity, and all of this started in India. And if you listen to a lady, what is her name? It's like Vahina Shiva. I don't know. She's an older lady from India, and she has lived this and studied and preaches this Monsanto seed regime that started primarily in India and started to cripple the India farmers first. She's been preaching about it for years. She's on Russell Brand's channel a lot. For some reason, they have struck up an odd friendship, but she's a super smart woman, and she can tell you all about how Mr. Bill, the things you close on the farms, goes over to other countries and augments things playing. I have more of an education than he does. Think about that for a minute. And yet, because he has money, he has to go all over the world, and it's his playground. Go read about Africa and the sterilization that occurred after one of his visits to promote. Oopsie, it was an oopsie. Oh, an oopsie? Really? It was. That's no recompense, nothing for these people. No, did the same in India. I think India has basically said, "Don't come back to our nation." But people, you need to like go to other countries, other nations, and read their news as it reflects on the U.S. because you learn a lot more. Anybody watch Tucker Carlson's interview with Putin the other night? Freaking amazing! Like Putin gave the entire history of Russia and explained in great detail, why Ukraine is in this pivotal position right now. And everybody's trying to say Tucker Carlson is a traitor because he interviewed another nation's president. Do you not want us to have communication? Would you rather just have a war? You don't want to have someone ask what's going on? What's your perspective? How are you feeling about this? What is your motive? And I watched the entire thing, and I thought that Vladimir Putin was very well spoken. He had a very straightforward thought process that was very cognitively confident and solid. There was no deviation. There was no. I'm trained to look for body language and deception and stuff like that. He was not being deceitful. He was being open and honest, and he was honest when he said there were certain things that he couldn't answer because of safety concerns. But it was a very enlightening interview, and if you haven't watched it, I would recommend you go to Tucker Carlson's channel and watch it. Whether you like the man or not, go watch Vladimir Putin and see what Vladimir Putin says and how he handles himself, and then say, gee, how is this different from how our American officials handle themselves? Go and watch a lot of the people that live in Russia that have YouTube channels and how they speak about their nation and how they live and their lifestyles and where they live. And I mean, they'll tell you their hobbies, their pastimes, a lot about their nation. They may not have as much as us, but they don't have near as many of the problems that we have here. So I was really kind of blown away by the interview because I was like, oh, somebody's letting some information out. And we need this information. That should not be something that's kept from us. Unless it is a nuclear code or something like that, we should be able to hear from other leaders, other perspectives, other nations, other citizens of other nations. We need to have open lines of communication. And this whole misinformation and shut your mouth and don't talk about that and you're a traitor if you talk about that. No, it's called journalism. It's called interviewing. It's called world news. These are things that we need. And I was so freaking, amazed at the interview that was performed and how absolutely well spoken and just flat out common sense, that Vladimir Putin put out there. I was just like, dang. Because we've been trained to see him as this warmonger monster. He doesn't want a war. But he explains why Russia's handling things the way they're handling things. And I was like, holy crap. This goes back for hundreds and hundreds of years. And then he explains what happened in the last 4 to 6. And you're just kind of like, so it's just amazing. I had a lot of emotions watching that. It was like we should have, as people, we should have had that information a long time ago, and it shouldn't have been that hard to get it. And the mainstream media should not be dogging a journalist that's brave enough to go and sit down with that man, because that takes some cojones, man. I'm not gonna lie, that takes some cojones. Yeah, he did, Gypsy. He did. He laid a lot out on that and the CIA, and I was like, yeah, he's not lying. And he didn't. I could not see any deception, and you can research what he says, and he actually gives copies of stuff to Tucker Carlson to verify from their, records, and it was just like, whoa. I have a neuromuscular disorder, so normally when I go to flare, I get these red spots. So I'm thinking it's probably from the weather where it's changed a couple times, and we're fixing to probably change again. And I've had some stress the last few days with some family medical stuff. So, but honestly, my skin is doing way better than it used to, and so I can't fuss. And I think a lot of it is the cleaning products and the natural products I've gotten from Temu. I've only been using Temu products, and until for 4 months, my face has been pretty daggum awesome. And then I finally you know, that we're going to call this Jon Snow because I think he's here because winter is coming, and so we're going to flare and have a problem. So normally before I go into full flare, I will have like a big red spot like there, and I've got a little one coming up here. So it's just dealing with a neuromuscular disorder. It affects my organs, so it kind of breaks down my immune system, and it's just difficult some days. So he does make a lot of sense, and that's something that I think that our nation and our citizens need to see, because we kind of, I watch the younger generations and they just think that everybody else is stupid. But every person on this planet has a reality and a motive, and you have to listen to them and watch them and to understand them, and to understand them, then you can work with them, but you have to understand them first. And we've got generations that they don't even want to come in here and spend 3 minutes to see what I'm talking about. They just want to come in here and belittle somebody, do their defensive posturing, make their ego puff, give themselves a little dopamine hit, and run off. And literally, do you know that like only 19% of high school graduates are, what's the correct word here? Competent in grammar. Do you know even less is competent, even less can do third grade math or above? And we wonder why our nation is declining. We have all of these education programs and these government programs, but where does the money actually go? Because I worked for AmeriCorps, and I was like, okay, I thought I was going to have more resources. Now, don't get me wrong, I loved my time with AmeriCorps, and the lady that I worked with in AmeriCorps, she was wonderful. But this was a big ticket project. And I did that while I was doing the physical therapy after the first really bad leg surgery and kind of learning how to walk really good again. And I tutored second and third grade children, but I ended up teaching more parents to read than I, so that they could help their kids. So I did double duty and helped the parents too. But they bragged about the resources and how much you would have, and the help you could muster, and that we would do 3 community projects a month, which we did. We provided all the labor. But we also we had to go out and ask in the community for all of the things necessary to do the community projects. And I never saw any funds that didn't come from the community or the people, when this was a huge government project that had like millions, if not billions of dollars behind it that was supposed to fund it. I never saw a penny come from anybody except for the community or the people that were under contract. And I asked that question one day during training. And she said, oh, well, it's more about the infrastructure with the government funds. The infrastructure? We're the mother freaking infrastructure. And I just irritated me. It irritated me. So I think lots of times our government creates government programs so they can shuffle the money and then siphon it back through. And it looks like they helped somebody, but they absolutely did not. But they put it back in their pocket. But it's money that was said it was spent on the people, but then it's hidden back in somebody else's pocket. I mean, literally, the U.S. right now has laundromats everywhere. We're just putting quarters in different countries all the time. We're just starting new machines in different countries all the time. And they portray that as, we're freedom fighters. But if you look back at our record for freedom fighting, it's pretty much zero. It's pretty much zero. But yeah, everybody needs to go watch that interview. You need to watch a lot of the reactions to the interview. You need to have like at least 4 different perspectives on the interview. Don't just take yours and run, and watch at least 4 different people you don't agree with, because that strengthens your resolve to know that the way you think is the way you think, and you'll have reasons behind the way you think that way, so that when people try to combat you with a different, ideology or perspective, you can say, oh, but I studied this, and this is how I shaped my belief. It's very important to do that. So I don't know, but we got a lot of crap going on around here. A lot of crap. There's the symposium on Rumble that starts out with Truth Be Told. It's a 3-hour symposium with doctors and lawyers, and a lot, like I've researched probably 60 to 70% of the stuff that they discuss, and it is true. I've researched it because when you work in the field of psychology, you research about everything that is learning how to cognitively identify or help people reconstruct cognition, and we're looking at ways to help understand neurosynaptic responses and biological energetic responses. We're trying to look at ways to get data to understand, you know, these issues that are going on. And in 3 hours time, they took us through everything that I had studied and beyond. And I was flabbergasted because this was stuff that I knew that they were trying to create an avenue to look into for, like, to help society or to find criminals or to understand felonious or criminogenic behavior. But no, this is now being implemented nationwide. Just it's like a pay for play. And I mean, we're just very high functioning Jesus made computers. And how did they're just trying to make us technologically inclined. What happens to most of the tech that humans have made? How have they made most of the money off of technology? By malware that hides, takes up space, and feeds back data. And then how you make your secondary platform of money by creating stuff to help take away the malware to fight the virus in the computer. There are so many tiers of financial compensation that they're getting for these experimental issues. And it's not been going on for just a few years. It's been going on for about 40 years. That emergent technology book that is for medical people in college is like 25 years old. And it talks about stuff that's being done for decades. So it's interesting, very interesting. But you really have to do some deep dives. You have to do some big reading and all that good stuff. If you give me one good reason, I will subscribe to you. I can give you about 5,000. If you narrow me down to one, you're probably not someone that's going to like me because I'm going to give you way more information than just one. Hi, Mary. How are you doing? I'm fixing to go with your makeup thing. I saw that posted and I was so excited. I've had a day. I've been busy all day. I just did a haul and I've got to clean up now and I don't want to. We're having some, roll your breeches up is deep in here discussions. So if everybody hasn't gone and checked out Retail Therapy on a Budget, she does some awesome Temu hauls and she grabs some of the prettiest and cutest purses. And she's just done a makeover with a lot of makeup products and a wonderfully talented friend. And go give her some likes, subscribe, show her some love. She's just paddling right on through in YouTube and getting lots and lots of love. And I think she's just going to go really, really far. So I've been kind of on the troll traffic lately. It's dying down now, but if you look back at some of my videos, I've had like 2.5K views on videos that should really have had maybe 200 or 300 views. And I think it's because I keep telling YouTube I refuse to monetize because I don't want to get used to money that they can then pull out from underneath me because they don't like me and they don't like my brain because I cannot be tamed and I talk about things that I think people need to learn about. So I keep refusing monetization. And every time I refuse monetization, I mean, like, they're harassing me via email, basically. Every time I refuse monetization, I get like the troll traffic brigade for like a week and a half. But, I'm not somebody that's very easily coerced. So here I am, still doing my thing. Did y'all? That's great. I think everyone, if you're brave enough, you should have a channel and get out there because our communities are so weak. I mean, we really need contact with people and that energetic, personal, physical swap with people. But, if you live in a rural area or like you and I, you have health issues and stuff that keep us from being out in the community a lot, this is a great way to find good people. And even though I've had a lot of trolls lately, I have found a few treasures in the troll brigade. So, I'm thankful for that. I think, people find each other for a reason on this platform. So I'm very happy that I found most of my subs and my friends. And I'm actually, we're like, my sub base is like a little family here. So the troll traffic, it's been kind of, this one's been worse than the other ones, but it's okay. keep you. Honey, I couldn't change if I tried. I'm so stubborn. I'm pretty sure there ain't no mules that could out-stubborn me. I grew up with a lot of draft mules, and I think that I may have just like acquired their stubbornness. That may be where I got my stubborn nature. Could have been my father too. If you've ever met my father's in some of my videos, if you've met my father, Lord help me, that's where I get it. But you know, working on farms, livestock, you know, with your hands in physical labor most of life, and then working in law enforcement, you just, I don't know, you become your own person. And if you have a better idea than me, I'll follow you. But if you don't, I will question you. And this society does not like to be questioned. But then there's part of me that goes, I don't care. I'm going to question you. So, but your channel it's growing so fast, and I'm loving it. I'm trying to quietly usher support when I don't have the high trail traffic. When I have the high trail traffic, I don't mention anyone. But on the lower nights, I'm trying to usher you support and help you out, because you're doing such a phenomenal job. And I'd get a kick out of the cats. Like when you said, look what Temu sent me, a cat. That was hilarious, because that cat is it's grown a lot. It's blossomed a lot in the last few weeks. The trust is my daughter's veterinary medicine. So I've been like watching Nobby, and I've been like, she's growing so much. She's so trusting, you know. And it is good that you're looking to get her spayed, because that will absolutely calm down a lot of the behaviors that you're seeing, and a lot of the feral behaviors that you're seeing. It will calm those down a lot. It will change the hormone panel to where she will be a much more docile cat, but it will take a few months for her body to jive. But I think I think she's like she's like Loki and Luna on Hey Everybody. It's just, I love it when they run through when she's meowing. But I did feel bad for her the other day, because I was like, oh, she's struggling, because you know that is an instinct for, you know, and that they don't know how to communicate with us about it, and it's sad to watch them go through that. But you're doing so good by her. I mean, good grief, you're taking such good care of her. I get a kick. I like when she got in the box, I got a kick out of that. You could hear her like playing in the box. I got the biggest kick out of that. So I love people's pets. Oscar's he's 11. He's fixing to turn 11 next week. So he's getting less sociable. He's turning into an old curmudgeon like me. But he every once in a while still pops into a video. But he's getting older. He's a pug zoo. He's pug, Shih Tzu, and Brussels Griffin. And he's been super healthy to be those three types, but he's just getting older. And the vet is like, he's the healthiest of this breed, you know, this conglomerate that I've ever seen. But he doesn't want to be in the middle of stuff. Now, when he hears me start to end my lives, here he comes, because he wants to go outside and he wants to come back in and get a treat. And he has a button to push that says treat, treat. And if I don't take it away from him, sometimes he'll be like doing CPR on the treat button, and all you hear is treat, 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 treat. And I'm like, you're not getting a treat, dog. You weigh 18 pounds. Oscar does, but my health, the last time we tried that, like I had a friend like gift me a Yorkie. She bred Yorkies, and she gifted me a Yorkie. And I loved him. I had him for 8 months, and then I had like a rash. Here comes Oscar. See, I told you. He hears me starting to shut down, and here he comes. Well, hey, old man, what you doing? Your hair looks worse than mine. He legit looks like Wicked off of Star Wars right now. You want to say hi to everybody? What have you got on your face? Come here. Show them how hair you are. Say, I'm fixing to get a haircut. I'm going to look like a whole new doggy. Come here. Oh, God, you're getting fatter than my dog. Oh, Lord. Oh, say hi. No, don't love on me. Say hi to everybody. Say, I so high, but look, I look like Wicked off of Star Wars. I need to be brushed, because he went, oh, I love you too. He went out and played the pedals today. So he's been pedal jumping. Say, but I really am cute and I have eyeballs, but I need a haircut, and Mommy's going to give me one. And his hair grows so fast. Oh, there you go, old man. Okay, well, in a minute, I will get you a treat. In a minute. I know, I took your button up. He's mad at me. But that's my little 11-year-old. He'll be 11 next on. We estimated, because he's a rescue, we estimated his age with the vet. And so we gave him the birth date of Valentine's Day, because he's such a sweetie. And we will have an Oscar birthday party, and he always wears a bow tie or a hat, and he eats his dog food, birthday cake at the table. The one time he does every year. And it's a big shindig, and he knows it's his birthday. And last year, the year of 2020, like I completely forgot his birthday because of everything that was going on. And then it came time, I had a friend that had a birthday like right behind his birthday. And when we started putting the birthday stuff out, he was like, "Oh, it's my birthday." And we felt so bad that we even put him at the table and gave him a hat and he totally thought that was his birthday party. I felt so bad. But in my defense, that was a rough year. So we've not forgotten one since then. And this will be his 11th. And I don't know how long he's going to be with me, but he was my daughter's rescue, but he's allergic to the Heartgard, the Paragard, the heartworm preventative. And she lives in a very southern location. And so we're afraid to put him down there because we're afraid he'll get heartworms because he's allergic to the preventative. So I have to have him checked every 3 months to make sure he doesn't have any issues. But we keep our land pretty clean and we keep him pretty close. So he's not had any issues so far. But oh my goodness, can I say that name? The astrology. But okay, that is hard for a redneck to say. I look like absolute trash today, but thank you for the compliment. Yeah, so we will have Oscar's little birthday video next week. It may be a short, it may be a video. It just depends on what kind of mood he's in that day. And the next few days, I'm going to be starting a skull rattle and a dream catcher because the tribes are coming in early to purchase stuff because my daughter is having twins in March and they're afraid that they'll miss me before their powwow. So I've got to get stuff done early. So I've got my craft stuff pulled up and ready. Like I've got my dream catcher stuff, rounds dried and ready. But I had family stuff today I had to take care of. So Kayla, I do, but I hate Facebook. So I'm never really on there. Can't tell you the last time I'm on Facebook. If you ever want to see more of our life on Facebook, you would have to go to Hillbilly Furs on Facebook. That's my husband's thing. And it just you kind of see he traps and tans, and I do a lot of the arts, the native arts, and that's where we share a lot of that stuff for people to see. So that's about the only place you can really catch us. He maintains that, but if somebody sends me a message, he'll let me know. I'm just not on Facebook a whole lot. I think Facebook is just a place for people lie to feel better. Because ain't nobody got their life together. I'm 46 and I'm still trying to grow up. And people that go on there and they're going on vacations, do you know that they're borrowing against their retirement to go on vacations, to take pictures, to feel better about themselves, that they then have to pay back all year long so that then when they get retired, they don't have all the retirement because they had all these vacations. So they have pictures to make other people think they had their life together. Wouldn't you rather just have that money and not care what people think about you? And just take a smaller vacation and save you money? Just thought. Because it was like the vacation trend started really bad on Facebook, and I was like, seriously, people? I was like, seriously, people? Don't touch your retirement. That'll hurt you. But I found out what all these, like everybody was telling me. I was like, how are y'all doing this? And they were telling me, and I was like, that is like self-harm. You don't touch your retirement. So I hate Ruby. I have a Catahoula Cross Walker Coonhound named Ruby. To be fair, my father doesn't care for her either, but she's the sweetest thing. I have never been to India, but I would love to go. I would actually love, okay, if you watch the series on death that Morgan Freeman did, where people still take their dead to the Ganges River, and they burn them and spread their ashes, and the religion, the rituals, the culture. Isn't it nice to go to a country where people are not dogging people's culture and they let them live their culture and their religion, their beliefs, and if it's different, that's okay. We just go another way and we go over here and we leave them to do their thing. And it's just beautiful how people can just still do these things that are hundreds and thousands of years old and not have the constant critiquing that we have here in North America. And so I think that would be a beautiful place to see. And I love like when it's have you seen the channels on YouTube where it's like tribal people or native people try, and they have a whole like series on people from um India or um well, they have them from other places too, but there's a specific group of people from India, and they're just the sweetest little people. And they like try hamburgers from America, or watch videos of American music, and it's just to see their responses. And you want to know that they actually have, even though it's completely probably terrifying to them, they still find some way to respect it and have some kind of gratification for being shown something different. We don't have that here anymore in Western culture. And it just amazes me, which just amazes me. Yeah, and they have such a beautiful culture. I mean, it really is based on kindness and care, and a lot of it's based on community service, service to others that are less fortunate. I'm very proud of my culture too. I am half Scots Irish and half Cherokee, but I look like my Irish father. The only time you see the Cherokee in me is when you can see the dark rings under my eyes. Or if I tan, you can tell when I start to tan that I have a little bit more in me than Irish. But just nobody is kind about anything anymore over here. You're supposed to be a blank slate that someone else can impose or impress upon you. I'm sorry, no. I know who I am. I researched my genealogy. I'm still very active in the tribes. I'm still very active as still trying to learn the Cherokee language because it's a booger. But I mean, I'm trying to, know who I am. And then everybody pops on here and they belittle my way of life because I live in Appalachia. I talk a little different, even though I have 3 degrees. I talk a little different, and they just want to berate and demean me. But would you go to somebody else's country where they have deep rooted beliefs, and would you just immediately start berating them, demeaning them? No. So why do you feel the need in Western society to do that? I'm reading a book right now called The Soul of Western Civilization. It's how the Bible shaped Western civilization, and how Western civilization is falling now that the Bible has been basically removed. And it's very interesting because it covers not only the Christian perspective, but a whole lot of other religious perspectives. And it's like that thick, so give me some time. It's very interesting, and I'm trying to read it as quickly as possible. But with it, sometimes I have to go back to some of my psych manuals that talk about the trauma survivor, the adult trauma survivor, because a lot of the stuff that has happened in Western civilization has happened to create an adult trauma survivor, because an adult trauma survivor has certain buttons you can push and they are conveniently, easily operated. And so what I'm finding out is, and I found this out as soon as I started doing counseling, psychology has done far more harm in the world than it's done for good, because as soon as they found out and started to understand the workings of the brain and the motivation behind it and the emotional motivation and all these other things, they started using it against civilization instead of using it to better civilization. So I don't know, it's just really weird to me that the Western cultures are so just almost rabid about destroying any type of culture. Every culture is bad. And it's like taking away the soul of our nation because nobody feels like they belong. Well, yeah, if you tear up your entire genealogy and you tear up your entire history and you make everything horrible, yeah, you're going to feel lost. You're going to feel like a lost orphan child. That's not going to benefit our nation. And then you go to these nations and these countries that have these beautiful, I would love to go to Tibet. I would love to go to the Himalayas, where they have the prayer, the little prayer rooms way up on top of the hills where you spin the prayer wheels. And I would love to see that. Is it something that I practice? No. Is it something that I respect to see other people practice? Absolutely, yes. I would love to see a country that is free to exercise all their different beliefs and cultures, and they just let each other live. They just let each other live and just find harmony rather than, trying to create some kind of issue. And so I think that's what probably draws me to a lot of those types of areas, because they have so much there, and they somehow they all get along. I'll tell you what, the trail traffic has been horrible. Trail traffic's been horrible. I mean, in what world, in what other nation would you go online to only get ignorant responses and have adults act like children, have children act like diaper-ridden toddlers that got hold of a keyboard? There's no wonder we have two generations that are not functioning, that don't know how to live in this world. They don't even have manners or behavior cues to know when they're being disingenuous and irritable. But that's just someone that's living in a land of ignorance because it benefits them. Because if they wanted to step out of that ignorance, they would have to do a lot of work, and those are people that don't want to work on themselves. So, I mean, I understand the psychological motivation behind the defense mechanism to try to make someone else feel bad so that you feel good. Probably not going to work here. Probably not going to work here. Just going to say. Okay, so we've done a huge Temu haul. We've had a huge existential conversation and possibly a crisis thrown in there as well. We've had a few row your bridges up. It got deep in here. We've talked about other nations. Now Oscar's whining because he knows I'm winding down my live, and he knows he's fixing to get a treat. But we will be doing some native crafts at the end of the week. Oh, my eyeballs. And we will be getting back to some normal stuff. I do try, if I buy clothes, I do try to give Yins a little short about the Temu clothes, about how they fit bigger women, especially women with broader shoulders like me from working on farms and doing all that manual labor to get myself through freaking college. For 6 years, I cleaned 32 horse stalls a day and rode 12 head of horses and exercised so many more, and was also in charge of the studs. And it's so funny because now I have a neuromuscular disorder and I can barely get down 3 steps off my front porch. But life, it just takes you in different directions sometimes. But, I say people that watch these lives back, have you noticed that they have taken away the ability to watch the comments sections on rewatching the lives? Do you think it's because of the troll amounts and the behavior, and they don't like to punish people and they don't want people to be able to report it? Because really YouTube does get a lot of revenue off of the harassment side of things. They have a whole segment, a whole group of people that all they do is deal with reports of harassment and all this other stuff. And so they make a lot of money. They get a lot of federal monies, and they make a lot of other monies. They get allocated to just handle that. But do they ever handle it? No. They just keep reducing our ways to monitor these people that come on here and just are so asininely empty that it just makes, everybody just, you can just feel the suckage as your IQ drains when they enter the room. So it's just really weird. And I think it's a Western world issue. I think it's a North America, a Central America, and South America issue. I'm watching a channel, I think it's Nick Shapley or Nick Sharpley. Anyway, he and his mother, who is a sociologist, are going through and studying the migrant crisis in each state and seeing what the issue in each state is. You'd be amazed what these people are saying. They came here illegally. They're getting free rent, free phone, free food, and a lot of them free transportation. And they're mad because they're not being treated better. And they're getting free clothes. They're living in some of the nicest hotels in the world, and they're getting free room service, free cell phones, and I don't begrudge anyone a better life. Do it legally and get a better life. That's fine. If I wanted to go to another country, I would have to follow the rules. If you come to this country, you should have to follow the rules. Tit for tat. But you would be surprised at some of the answers that are given. And why they were told to come here, how they got here, and what's being done to them. They're basically being shuffled so that funds can be shuffled, but they're not receiving the funds, basically. And so they're being shuffled every 30 days because things are not being paid like the government said they were going to be paid, so they're getting kicked out. Where's the money going? Where's the money going? Because it's mostly like Christian and community aid groups that are bringing clothes and food. And then when the hotels and the hostels don't get their money, they kick them out. And they get put on a bus and taken somewhere else. New York is now arresting them because they don't know what else to do. They let them, run wild for a long time and now they're starting to arrest them. So now they're cracking down on them. Well, listen, if we had done this legally, we would have people that would have come into our nation with an idea that they need to respect our nation instead of an idea that it was a free sack lunch for everybody. We wouldn't be having these issues. And I almost think it's like I look at people that were like, let him in, let him in, let him in. And now those same people are ones going, arrest him, arrest him, arrest him. And I'm like, you can't jump that fence back and forth all the time. This could have been better taken care of. We could have shown them a much better level of humanity and compassionate care had we done this legally and made them do this legally. Now, many of them have been abused, killed, or owe the cartel thousands of money. They're being used as mules. They have notes on their head because they still owe money to the coyotes that got them across. And it's in theory, we have just bumped up the criminogenic rate of humanity in our nation probably 60%. And that's why we're seeing, if you look at the numbers, because I'm a retired parole officer, retired law enforcement, if you look at the numbers on simple assaults and aggravated assaults and homicides, even in juvenile ages, they're going up 60-70%. That normally takes a 10 to 15 year arc in a normal society, and it's happening this rapidly because of the induction of people that we're getting. But also there are close to 200,000 juveniles that were sent to live with sponsors that received government checks to sponsor these children, but the children cannot now be found. I'm furious. Because if you're an adult, that's one thing. You're an adult, you make your decisions, you're responsible for yourself. But these kids that get dragged into this, that are now lost, and nobody's looking for them, nobody cares, that ticks me off. And no, they may not be children from our nation, but they're children in our nation now, and they should be looked for. They're our responsibility now. They're children, they're not adults. And they're completely glazing over the fact that there's almost 200,000 children missing. They're supposed to be with sponsors. Did you know that in an undercover operation, one of these sponsors was in prison for a SA charge against a minor, and that his uncle was still at his house cashing his government sponsor checks, and all the sponsors in his home was 17 years or under, and they were all working and giving their checks to the TO, the sponsor's uncle. These people are not being treated well. When you create an alternative to a legal entrance to a nation, you create a criminogenic lifestyle that can benefit from it. You open up for just the bad people to milk that cow for all it's worth. And I, for one, am disgusted that we have 200,000 minors in this nation that are missing, that our government placed with sponsors. The sponsors, the checks are getting cashed, but nobody can find these children. Now, I'm ticked about that. Now, if you're an adult and you make the decision to cross this line and take on this lifestyle, that you deal with your own crap. You're an adult. You were an adult. You made that decision. These children didn't ask for this. And nobody's looking for them. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. So tell me now, who's heartless? Who's heartless? So it's just a horrible, horrible. I've never seen another nation, except for maybe Africa, when they had those big wars between the tribes. That got pretty nasty there for a while. Australia's had a little bit of bumps in the road. But I think the U.S. is leading in deterioration of a nation, a fall, the quickest fall of any nation. Screw the Roman Empire. The United States is falling quicker than any nation that had, become such a prime power in the world. This is the quickest fall of any nation. It's a lot like the Phoenicians. Like, nobody bothered Phoenicians, and Phoenicians were left alone, and they thought the Phoenicians were strong. and plentiful, so they didn't pick on them. They just left them alone because the Phoenicians had everything, going on, and they thought, well, if they run their country that strict, then we don't want to fuss with them. Even the Romans didn't go after the Phoenicians until late in the game. And then when they went, they realized that they were not that numerous and things were a little strange. Well, now as archaeologists are digging up and trying to understand the Phoenicians, they're finding mass graves of 60,000 plus of all ages, from newborns, toddlers to younger children that were ritualistically killed. They know they're ritualistically killed because they are buried in a manner with other things that were rituals noted back then and still in writing. They have proof. It wasn't that the Phoenicians eventually got overwhelmed by the Romans. It was that the Phoenicians self-sacrificed to a point where they weakened their society so much that they were overtaken when everyone else saw them become so weak. Does that sound like anybody else? Read your history. Read your history. It's very important. Autism unknown. Hello, how are you? I don't know if you've made much sense, but if I could spend 5 minutes with Temple Grandin and just like get inside her brain, I would be the happiest person in the world. That woman I respect her so much. She can see things, and she doesn't have the social filter that a lot of people struggle with. So she can tell you how to fix it. She'll tell you why it needs to be fixed and how to fix it. And if you don't fix it, she'll just basically tell you why you won't fix it and how sorry you are. And, she's absolutely just revolutionized the whole livestock care, from farm raised beef to straight to the slaughterhouse. She has revolutionized how we care for those animals and take care of them better than ever. I would love to get her perspective on the human side of our society as opposed to the livestock side of our society. I would love to talk to her for I would love to just get a glimpse into her brain. I just think I don't see autism. I don't see, we're all on the spectrum, but I don't see people I don't see that as a deficit. I saw so many in counseling that turned it into a power, like a superpower. I was just like, yeah, we need these people to be bright, vibrant people in our society, to speak the truth and to see our humanity or lack thereof in completely unfiltered eyes and verbalize it. We need all these people, so. Good night, Mary. I'm fixing to file off till I'm talked way too much tonight. But anyway, trying to spread some seeds of knowledge. I'm going to clean my Temu mess up and rest. And then we're going to try to craft tomorrow. We would have crafted today had I not had a family issue come up. So try to watch. I probably will pre-record a lot of the crafts unless I'm finishing something up and want to show you details, because I don't want to deal with the trolls while I'm trying to do things that I need to be calm and in a good mental and emotional state when I make them, because they're things that are going to be used in ceremonies. So I don't really deal with fluff when I'm doing these ceremonial sticks or these rattles. But I do like to have a mechanism to film myself now from overhead. And I do like to share the making of these things, because a lot of people have never seen them. They've never seen them made, never seen them used, don't understand them. And a lot of people, because of that ignorance, will think I'm being a horrible person making these things. I invite you to stick around and understand what they do, what they represent, how they're used, and then go and watch some of these powwow tribe council meetings. Visit a settlement close to you. If you live anywhere near the Econolofty Cherokee Village in North Carolina, I recommend you go visit that. It is not like the most intrinsic view of the Cherokee, but it's a good introduction to some of the ceremonial huts and how they handle the ceremonies. But I welcome you to stay and watch some of that stuff. So oh my gosh, I just love the trolls. They are just so amusing. I go to bed at night and I'm like, how do these people wipe their butt? How do these people tie their shoes? Do these people work? Are they in HR all the time? Or do they just come home and take it out on people? I don't know. Um, Normally, when you see somebody so, brazen and abhorrent online, it's normally a very weak person that's um, very meek in real life. And so this is their alter ego where they get to feel better about what they're struggling with in the real world. And hey, if it gets you through the day, because we're just going to block your comments and go on. It just doesn't mean that much to me. But, if you're struggling, there are ways to handle it better than horrible animalistic gesticulation and posturing on the internet. But hey, who am I to tell you other than someone with a master's in psychology? Okay, we're gonna call it a night, guys. Oh, I guess I'm so tickled at I'm sorry. My sense of humor is a little morbid because I worked in the corrections field with the really violent people. So, I'm just built for troll traffic. Okay, we'll try it again in a couple of days, and we're all struggling. Yes, we all are, but the ones that come here are struggling in a manner that is not only harmful to them but harmful to others, and their ignorance in understanding and coping with their own issues creates other issues with other people for other people, and it ruins what could be another wonderful community because it creates a dogmatic and very hypocritical type of presentation of themselves. So, if you're having problems, just ask for help. If you just want to come home and be mean to people on the internet, go seek somebody to talk to. That's not healthy. You're struggling. You're struggling far more than you should be in life. You're probably dealing with some borderline mental health issues that probably need a little bit of care. Go talk to someone and make sure you're okay. I would beg you to do so. But if you just get shits and giggles out of this, that's even worse because that shows antisocial behavior issues and sociopathic and possibly psychopathic issues. And you should really be concerned at that point. But the internet just opens the door to let everybody sin shine. And I try to be a helpful person, but sometimes you can't help everybody, and I try. I try to dumb things down so that everybody can understand them because there's no reason that this information should be so haughty that not everyone can understand. Everyone should understand this, and everyone should be able to go get help. And everybody sometimes needs to be told to go get help. And sometimes people need to run across somebody like me that doesn't respond well to coercion or this stupid behavior that trolls have. I just find it mildly amusing and a little irritating because I have a great sub base that I don't want my sub base to have to witness this all the time because I have really great people. And I don't think this is something that they should have to deal with every day. That's just where I am. So, but lots of good stuff to come. These lives are getting troll traffic, but that's okay. I can outlast any troll. I can outlast any goddamn troll. I ain't got nothing but time and pure animosity. We can just get through this. But everything else is going to be pre-recorded because I refuse to be in this mental and emotional state when I'm making something that's going to be used in a ceremony. So look forward to that. And we'll try to do a regular crafty craft maybe beginning of next week. Just a regular one that it doesn't matter if I have a troll pop in. But when I'm making my ceremonial tribal stuff, no, I like to be in a very good place. So I'll just pre-record that, edit, and put them up for you. And enjoy. And if it's not your cup of tea, that's great. Go find another. It's not going to hurt my feelings at all. There's 5 gazillion ways to live in this world. Surely you can find somebody else that you can bond with. It doesn't mean, if you don't bond with me, it's okay. You don't have to tell me. It's okay. Okay, guys, it's time for Oscar to go potty. My poor little dog has been sitting here staring at me for 10 minutes. And I will see you guys in a pre-recorded video in the next couple of days. And everybody, treat people well. If you have to smack them, do it with education to put a wrinkle in their brain. And always look for people's motive. And there you will find what they lust for, normally control. So go to bed and be happy that you are above ground. When you wake up tomorrow, be happy for 3 things and try to make somebody else smile tomorrow. That's the biggest thing. So I'm fixing to go to bed. Y'all have a good night. My regular subs, I love you. Thank you for spending time with me, and I'll see y'all soon. Bye, guys. Here comes my dog. I swear he speaks English. He does. I swear he does.